Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. It's time to do some primary school science. I'm afraid it's necessary because there are school teachers out there who claim to know what they're talking about when it comes to perspective, and they are just out to deceive and keep us believing we are primates on a spinning ball. Although they might appear to be smart with their mathematics that they use, they are blinding you with deception. And so let's have a look at what the reality of the situation is. Here we've got three lighters. 1, 2, 3, they're all the same height, as we can see from this orthographic view. Now let's just imagine that these lighters are mountains. Okay, and we have our side-on view of these three mountains, which at the moment happen to be exactly the same height. And we know what happens when we change our perspective and we take, let's say, an approximately 45-degree angle view of the scenario. This one is closest to us, so it appears bigger. This one's further away, so it appears smaller. And this one's even further away, so it appears even shorter. Now, one thing to point out at this stage is that the camera's eye level, meaning parallel to the flat surface, is level to about halfway up this lighter or imaginary mountain. Okay. So what we know about perspective, and can be proven every single time, is that anything that is above your eye level will appear to sink down towards eye level as it goes off into the distance. Yeah? And every time we change our angle of view, our perspective, there are changes that occur in the apparent differences of height. Once again, we go back to this view, they all appear to be the same height. We go this way, and of course this one's very big now because it's very close, and this one's far away, so it seems smaller, and that one's even further away, so it seems even shorter. Yeah, and when we come around here like this, we can see a distinct difference. But when we lift the camera up, and the camera's eye level is level with the top of the lighter or the imaginary mountain, then those mountains in the distance also appear to be the same height now. So when we have this kind of view and we have this kind of view, they all appear to be the same height. But between this perpendicular and straight on view, there will be a change due to perspective in the apparent height. Okay, eye level, same height. Below eye level, they appear to get shorter and shorter. This is being used as a way to claim that things in the distance appearing to get shorter are going down a curve when they're not. But sometimes what happens is someone says, well, that mountain in the distance is higher than the mountain in the foreground. So, okay, let's make this mountain, or lighter, higher than this one. Okay, oops, let's check that. All right, there we go. Okay, this one is at the same height, and this one is physically higher, and we can tell from this perspective. But as we go around and we change our perspective. Ooh, look what happens. We know this one is physically higher than this one, but this one appears to be taller because the camera's eye level is below the top. When we actually go to the top of this imaginary mountain, then maybe we will see the more distant, higher mountain. But, you know, maybe if we come far enough away, this would block that mountain. Yeah, you see? Ah, yeah, it's all about perspective, okay? So when someone shows you a view like this, with a short mountain in the foreground and a taller mountain in the background that appears to be shorter than this one, and then gives you a bunch of calculations based on this orthographic view, you know they are trying to deceive you and blind you with numbers and equations and phrases in the language of mathematics. When the reality is perspective and whatever angles and numbers and equations you want to include every time you move or change your position are what makes a difference. They know this. They finally sussed it out after being told for several years that perspective is the imaginary curve, and it's only now that these smart monkeys have managed to work out what it really is, where they were going wrong. So now they're doing everything they can to deceive and pretend that they're taking perspective into account. Yeah? Do not get tangled up in the deception. Do not waste your time with these people who deliberately set up straw man arguments and want to enter into debates. They're not interested in changing their point of view. All they're interested in doing is wasting your time. Okay? It's as simple as that. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the mathematics. Worry about the reality, about what we see. This versus this. Okay? It's very, very simple. And it's science. Thank you very much.